What is going on, everybody? So, if you are a funded trader, if you have the funded trader role and you're in the update right now, go ahead, just request to speak. I'm going to bring on speakers. So, go ahead, request to speak if you have the funded trader role. We're going to start off with just some updates. So, I did post yesterday a few announcements in the chat. So I was going back and forth over the weekend trying to figure out a new initiative that we can do at TFT. And I think doing some philanthropy would go a long way for this company. So we're going to be introducing something starting in December called TFT Philanthropy. More details are going to get released for that, but looking forward to getting that initiative going and helping out more people. And then product wise, we're getting the 3-phase program launched December 4th. We're going to drop details on that in the next week or so. One step, we're getting some updates to that 5K, 10K, 400K one step challenges. Also, an add on for 4% daily, 7% max. And then we've been looking into adding alternative trading platforms for some time. We are contracting with DX Trades, so they're an alternative to MetaTrader. So we're going to be working with them to get up and running, hopefully before the end of this year. So that's enough for updates. Looks like we've got everybody in here. So let's go ahead. Let's bring people on to speak. I do ask if you guys are invited to the stage, please just wait your turn. We're going to bring on a bunch of people. And let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so who wants to go first?
Yeah, hello.
Hello,
Hey, what's up? Sorry, I was muted. What's going on?
everything okay?
Looks like
I
we're
just
good.
want to ask some questions. Please tell me why you need, why you feel that there is a need for three-step challenge, and also that I think not of some of people are not familiar with except MT4 and MT5 software and how it will work for us because we are not familiar with the new broker that you are saying. MXB, something that. Can you please explain?
Yeah. So first question is you said why do we think that the 3-phase challenge is a good idea?
Yes.
Yeah. So we had posted a poll in the chat just asking everybody what they wanted in terms of a challenge, in terms of a new program. Originally, everyone had voted on the instant funding. So they wanted the instant funding. At this current time, we cannot offer instant funding in a way that aligns with kind of regulation. So we're not moving forward with the idea of doing the instant funding. Now, my thinking on the 3-phase is everyone always asks for lower prices. They always want to have a more affordable opportunity, a more affordable challenge. And obviously, introducing an extra phase to the challenge does make it more difficult. It adds an extra layer, an extra percentage that you need to make to pass. Because of the fact that that will make it more difficult, we are able to lower the price a little bit, so the price point can be lower. The 3-phase challenge definitely isn't for everyone. I know that if I personally was buying challenges, I'd probably be buying the 2-phase challenge. But again, there are people that have voted on it overwhelmingly that they want the ability to have a lower kind of price point, and they're willing to try to make that extra percentage. So that's really why we're doing the 3-phase challenge.
Okay. And the second question is why accept MT4? Why you are thinking about that?
You're saying the new platform, DX Trades?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So for us, it's really just about what we're starting to see with the company and just in general with the industry is there's obviously a lot of looming issues, right? And one of them really just is if you only have kind of one partner that you're working with and it's a big part of your business, it poses a large risk, right? If one day they wake up and they say, we don't want to work with you anymore, right? And we're relying, let's say it's MetaTrader, we rely solely on MetaTrader. then we don't really have a product after that, right? We don't really have a company or a community. So for us, it's we're not trying to replace MetaTrader, right? I think MetaTrader is an extremely popular platform. We're just trying to have an alternative because in the event that MetaTrader or even DX, right, just one day woke up and didn't want to work with us, it just gives us that backup plan.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Any other questions?
No.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna move on. We've got Casimir. We have Tok Tochu Tokachu. I tried. What was it? We'll call you Tochi. I remember you hopped on last
Yeah,
time.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Um, my question is about the ban on Malaysian traders because I just feel it can happen to any country, but I just want to know like can you give us more details about it because I understand if you want to ban like traders from a particular country, but what about the people already on funded accounts and they have active challenges and stuff like that? Like, why couldn't there be like extra verification for these traders? And we already have some Malaysian traders that you know their track record, you know if they've been doing anything malicious or anything like that. Like, why couldn't they have been like some extra verification for these traders so they can continue using TFT instead of an outright ban? Like, I just want to know.
Yeah, appreciate you hopping on. Obviously, a very challenging situation, so definitely open to discuss it. It needs to be discussed. So for us, right, we didn't give many details when we made the announcement. We really just said that it was a business decision. Obviously, not very fair to everybody, especially all the Malaysian and Vietnamese traders that have supported us thus far. So I do apologize. I do wish that we could have kind of provided a lot more information when we made the announcement and that it wasn't so abrupt. I think that that's kind of why a lot of people are hurting. Not only because the accounts are getting suspended, it's because of just the nature of how the situation kind of unfolded. So I definitely resonate and I definitely feel for that and apologize. Getting into why this happened and your second question, the people that have kind of been with the company for a long time, why are they potentially not being let to trade? It's a hard situation, a decision for us. We have been to this point trying to avoid banning countries, right? There have been other firms that done it. We've always tried to get away from that because we do understand that although there may be a percentage of people that commit certain kind of violations of the rules, there is a group that behaves properly and that is here for legitimate opportunity to trade with our company, right? So it's never the most ideal situation to ban a country. So that being said, really what this comes down to is we noticed since the whole situation that unfolded in September, right, naming it without being named, there has been a large migration of users to TFT. TFT is one of the largest firms, right? It has a track record of paying out, you know, some of the most in the industry besides FTMO. FTMO's, in my opinion, definitely paid out more than we have. So we're probably second when it comes to payouts. So when it comes to where these traders will go, once this other firm closed down, a lot of them picked TFT, right? A lot of them came over here and helped to expand our brand and helped to, purchase challenges and really just trade, their accounts, right? They had accounts with this other firm, they needed somewhere to go, and they chose us. So we started to see this trend within the data where a lot of we have over 2 years of data to this point from countries all over, and we relatively can forecast and understand kind of the liquidity requirements, the amount, the costs, right, the payouts, the percentage of people that are going to be doing chargebacks, going to be violating KYC, going to be violating account management, like rules, grid trading, martingale, right? All the different prohibited trading strategies. We relatively understand the percentages in each country to this point, just because we have a pretty good data set, right? We have 2 years of data. In the last 3 months, all of a sudden the numbers have gotten really out of control, right? And it's not just the payouts, right? I think the payouts is a culmination of a lot of things. It's the violations of all of the prohibited trading strategies. It's the KYC fraud. It's really just an aggregate kind of tsunami where there's many different things that are going on. Some of the things that we don't understand as well as others, to the point where as a company, we really had to make a really drastic business decision to discontinue the services there. Now, would we have liked to keep the accounts funded, right, and keep the challenges going? In an ideal world, yes. But I think for us, for the sake of giving everyone more peace of mind, in my opinion, including our internal team, you have to realize that when there's a higher percentage of people from a certain country that's been identified, and we start to realize that a lot of our resources in terms of our employees and our risk checks and our payout teams are allocating a majority of their time towards these specific regions. It just comes down to there's an opportunity cost to continue to do business there that will ultimately result in the rest of the business really suffering. So although we would have liked to continue the operations and let the trading continue, right, and the challenge accounts that were bought, just let them go out. Ultimately, for this not to kind of affect the rest of the business in terms of our internal operations, in terms of liquidity, and so on, right? We really just needed to wrap it up and say everyone's getting refunded, everyone that's owed a payout's getting a payout. That was just the best path forward. I mean, that being said, right, are we losing money by doing that, right? By refunding everyone and paying everyone out? Sure. I mean, we're losing money no matter which way we go about in this situation. I mean, when it comes to reputation, we're losing money as well, and we're also losing a lot of traders in the community. So it's just a hard decision overall. But again, when looking at the data, it's kind of like if you were looking at your trading plan and you have it going for 2 years and everything is making sense, then all of a sudden, the data that you're collecting is becoming drastically different because the market's just changing. You have to make a tough decision. You have to reflect on what decisions you're making, what your strategy is, and that's ultimately what we have to do. So hopefully we can kind of take a look at everything and we can find a way to bring back those countries, because the goal is to offer the product to everyone that's eligible, in terms of being in the countries that are eligible from a regulatory standpoint, and also from a just from a like sanction standpoint, so regulatory standpoint, but just generally, just from like our payout processors, we're obviously paying in crypto, so we can pay to almost any country now. But yeah, right now, as you guys can all see with TFT, we're really trying to find as much stability as possible. The changes that were made, the changes that happened in September created a lot of instability in the market, right? Like a lot of our banks we work with, are questioning us. A lot of the payment providers we work with were questioning us. Our community is questioning us, right? So right now we just have to really focus on if there's any way we can mitigate some of this risk, in terms of our banks, in terms of our payment providers, in terms of our liquidity. We just have to make these tough decisions, and we just have to live by them, and it just is what it is. So I hope I brought some more clarity to it, and I'm open to answer more questions on it.
Okay, so basically it's open for review sometime in the future, is what you're saying.
I mean, it's always open for review. This industry is shape shifting, as we know. It's changing every single day. So from my perspective, I don't think that this is a permanent ban. I think that right now, to alleviate some of the kind of concerns around our payment providers, our banking, our liquidity, our support, our operations, um, obviously the nefarious activities. We just have to take a strong approach to it. But as we look to improve, I certainly wouldn't rule out bringing back these countries. Yeah.
All right, all right. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah. Thanks for hopping on. Any other questions?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks.
Yep. All right. Cool. Next person.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Little low though.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, a little better.
Okay, basically, I came with majorly about suggestion, even though I just had one question before the suggestions. Um, I really, before I continue, I really appreciate the opportunity you've given to a lot of traders because to a certain extent, the money I've received in a huge amount through forex trading is basically from your firm. So before I felt so bad last 2 months when I entered the treasure hunt app and I was the second and they told me I was using bots. But basically those that I referred were likely my friends around and I spent a lot of money on referrals on social media. So the thing made me to feel so bad. So I wanted to know, can we know the criteria or things that is being referred as both? Because when I asked the support, it was not that clear. So I just, in the form of cutting the question short, I just told him it's okay, but I was very bad as of then. I felt so bad. I would like to know, are there things that are not highlighted on the rules that we need to consider when we're getting referrals to the treasure hunt competition?
Yeah, so when it comes to the competition, there is no EAs allowed. So the EAs are turned off on the competition. I do think that people find ways to kind of get around that. I personally don't know as intimately how people are leveraging like the scripts or the indicators to get around the EAs being turned off. But if we were to define exactly what we were looking for in terms of bots, the thing is, people would just program their indicators and scripts around the literature that we publish, and how we define it. So it's very much a battle between us and these people who are creating these bots, and who are finding ways. What people have to realize is wherever, hold on one second, wherever there is money, there's going to be people trying to cheat. There's going to be people trying to, right, take money from the situation. And that's really where we're at, right? We're paying out a lot of people. We're providing an opportunity. And ultimately, people are, in any industry, in any, field, hackers are going to come in. They're going to be trying to find ways to exploit the system. So, for us, it's hard, right? We can't sit here and define exactly what we're looking for because then these people will literally just, program around it. So if I were you, right, if you're trading a competition, some things that are just general is if you're opening and closing trades, right, every single second, if you're doing some sort of martingale strategy, right, where you're just continuing to trail and open trades, as you go into more drawdown. Those are just some of the things. There are a lot of strategies defined in our FAQ. So if you go to the help center, some things are defined in there, like what we call grid trading, martingale, stuff like that. Some gambling policies. So I would definitely review that. But again, I can't sit here and clearly define what the bot trading is and what we look for because again, people would just create something around that.
Okay, okay, I got your points. It's very clear to me. Then what about the treasure hunt app? I can remember vividly as well. Because I referred my some of my friends to TFT. So he joined in the treasure hunt app, and there was a time he was among those that was in the top three. I don't know whether it was first or second or third, but he was later banned from it, and he was told that he was using bots. And he, according to him, which I saw as well, he spent a lot of money online on Facebook referring people. to sign up to TFT. So, I mean, personally, I had a view that why they must have called the people he referred both was maybe the people is not continuing in the treasure hunt app processes. Maybe the people are not referring more people or following in the instructions that is being given there. But he felt really hard because, as a rule, it was not clearly highlighted based on those that you refer must be active in the program. So he was among those that I think he was the second in the list, but he was banned from the platform. Please, what are we to do to mitigate such something like that in the future, so that if people are taking some steps that are bad, let it be before the final day. Let them be cut off from the program, so that I'm just saying this as a suggestion. Why not just cut them off before the final day, so that they will know that one way or the other they must have broken the rule and they have been pushed out of the program, instead of having high hopes that they are among the top, then at the final day they will now be disqualified. And this is
So
I can also
for the
I'm
sake of
also
time,
asking.
I'm gonna cut you off. So in regards to the treasure hunt app, we do at this current moment we do outsource the app. There is a company that supports the app, so we don't actually monitor in terms of who's getting banned and who's not. Right, this company builds apps for a lot of other projects, and we basically went to them to build the app for us. So if you're saying your friend was trading on the app, or what, not trading, was helping us on the app by sharing the content and all of that, and then he was banned, it just means that they were looking into it, and they felt that he was either botting his posts, or he was doing something nefarious. But we don't actually control who's getting banned on that app. We can obviously raise it as a concern with them, but we do pay them to support the app for us.
Thank you so much for the clarification. And finally, please, just as a suggestion, I've forgotten the name of the firm previously. They did something like a promotion program, in which those that wants to have an account, you only pay when you pass the two phases. Then you're on the phase on the funded account. So I'm just saying it as a suggestion. I think it would be cool as well if we just try it once in a while. I would also appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate the suggestion. Any suggestion that you have, drop in the suggestions channel of Discord. I'm gonna go through all of them. I try to go through all of them like every 2 weeks. We try to do as many things as we can. There's some things that we just simply can't do. But definitely write it in there. I'll go ahead and I'll take a note of it and then evaluate if we could do it or not. All right, cool.
Hello, man.
Well, that's going to be it from Casimir. We're going to move on to the next participant, so feel free to hop on, whoever's next.
Hey, how you doing, Angelo? Can you hear me?
What's going on?
Good. I'm Key from Malaysia and just have some question to ask you. The first one, can you be specific there? What is the main reason that you ban Malaysia and Vietnam, please?
Yeah, so I actually went through, and I don't know if you were on earlier, right? But I did already speak to this point. So I kind of spoke at length about the situation already. To sum it up though, as you know, in September with this other firm going down, a lot of traders came over to TFT, right? A lot of Malaysian, a lot of Vietnamese traders migrated over to our firm. Prior to kind of that whole situation, we had a lot of data on each of the countries, including Malaysia, including Vietnam, in terms of what are the pass rates going to be, what are the chargeback rates going to be, what are the amount of people that are utilizing prohibited strategies going to be, what are the amount of people that are doing account management going to be, right? So we had pretty much baselines that we've aggregated over 2 years. And then since September and since this kind of great migration of traders to TFT, we've seen all of those numbers really get out of control. They've gotten to points where they're not in line with what we've collected over the previous 2 years. This is not only just payouts, this is just the amount of chargebacks that are happening, the amount of accounts that are going under investigations for prohibited trading strategies, for KYC fraud, for other nefarious activities that are being conducted. So it's not that everyone is bad, right, from these countries, but unfortunately, it's gotten to the point where we had to make this decision when the data tells us that we can't confidently forecast where this is trending, and it's not in line with the data that we've collected to this point. It clearly says that there's something going on that we don't understand. There's something going on that we need to get more information on, and we need to figure out. So for the sake of not putting our banks at risk, for the sake of not putting our operations at risk, for the sake of not putting the rest of the countries at risk, in terms of just having a shittier experience, we had to make the decision to ban Malaysia and Vietnam, and it's just not a easy decision to make, and it's not one I expect anyone to understand, but it needed to happen.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the statistic, could you be specific that how many percent that have been increased for the fraud case, like the one you mentioned about the chargeback, the KYC problem, since November, from maybe just the past 2 years, and the recent update?
Yeah, I mean, transparently, from a legal perspective, we're not going to sit here and disclose the actual percentages. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, he's making it up now, da da da. But it just is what it is. I mean, we're not going to sit here and take the percentages because it really just is a business decision at the end of the day. We have all the data ourselves internally, right? We want to do the best that we can by all these people and pay them out and refund everybody. And that's really just where we stand with it. But yeah, that ultimately is the decision. I could sit here and I could say the chargebacks were 1% and now they're 5%. And I could sit here and I could say that the payouts were this percentage of revenue and now this percentage of revenue, right? But I don't think that would actually even accomplish anything for anyone, giving the concrete numbers. If anything, it would just open us up to more legal risk. So I think for the sake of everyone, it's just better off to leave it.
Understand. For the accomplished, why don't you do why you started come up with the refund for those account that just within 60 days, but then not the funded account with more than 60 days? Do you think that because of they have enough payoff?
No, so I think there's some confusion about the funded accounts. We didn't get to send an email out just because we were having some trouble over the weekend with some of the data. But everyone that has a funded account is going to get a refund, even if it's over 60 days. So everyone that has a funded account will get a refund. People that have already gotten a payout on a funded account, they have already gotten the refund, right? So they're not going to get a refund. They're just going to get their payout that's owed. But yeah, everyone that has a funded account doesn't have to be within 60 days. They're getting a refund. For the challenges, we had to set an arbitrary number. We picked 60 days just because when we were looking at all the accounts, there was, I don't know, like there was maybe, I think there was 4,000 accounts that needed refunds. And then we were looking at the numbers, there was maybe 500 that were beyond 60 days. I'm saying this hypothetically, it was like right around there. And some of them were like all the way from 2022, 2021, right? Even way before we had the unlimited days. So it was just kind of tough to rule out which one of those people potentially should get a refund or which one is just gone, like, and not even paying attention at this point. So it was better for us to set an arbitrary number as 60. I think what we'll do is some of the people active in here will start to collect some info, and we'll try to get them refunded as well, just to understand kind of who's active and who's not. But again, the percentage of people that were over 60 was like not too much. It was about like 10%. So yeah, it was either that or we're gonna say if you had a trade active in the last 30 days, but just pulling those reports, there's so much data right now, and we couldn't pull it like in a timely manner to really get it done. So we just had to do 60, and it just is what it is.
Understand. So for those who actually making profit consistent, like the 10% of people, do you think that you will in the future you will maybe contact them back and maybe invest in those talent trader for them to like work together with TFT?
I think as of right now, it's sort of like one of those situations where we almost don't know who to trust, right? We don't know who to trust in terms of that country because the data overall tells us a certain story. So we're not looking at it on like an individual basis, right? We're just looking at the entire data set. So in terms of revisiting it and trying to your point, maybe grant immunity to several traders, several community members that have been high contributors, I definitely see there being a path to getting there. But again, we're trying to alleviate operational strain right now, and it's not just liquidity. It's really just the volume in terms of these investigations and in terms of the rate at which people are doing the chargebacks and committing KYC fraud and really putting our banking partners at risk. So right now we just have to be careful. We have to navigate this one step at a time, and the goal right now is to refund everybody and to pay everybody out. Like that's really what we need to do right now. So that's what we're most focused on.
Understand. Cool. That's all for my question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate all the support. Obviously pretty upsetting that you can't continue to support the company. But I do appreciate you hopping on and answering questions. And again, I do understand that everyone probably really feels very very strongly towards me in terms of dislike at the moment. And it is what it is. So I do apologize. All right, we're going to go on to the next person. We have Ritik on here, so feel free to go ahead. Going once, going twice. All right, we're going to move on to Asri. Feel free to hop on, or anyone else that wants to speak. First person to go ahead.
Hey. Hi, Angelo.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Good, man. I'm trying to make sure that I get to speak at every one of your press conferences. Thanks so much. I just want to I've had a very good experience so far with TFT. Had my first payout sometime back as well. And thanks for getting your hands dirty to sort out some of these payment backlogs. A few questions on going forward. I think obviously there were a lot of other people from other countries that were a bit spooked in terms of that sudden decision of the bans. So my question is that will this, in the near term at least, will there be considerations for other countries that are on your radar or something like that, to suffer the same fate? That's my first question.
Yeah, so I think for us, what people need to realize is we have created a new business model, right? It's something that obviously FTMO, like we learned from FTMO, right? But we're the first ones in the US to be doing this. Obviously, other people started after us as well, and they're doing it too. There is no regulation written in the US right now around this business. Transparently, there isn't, right? There's regulation around brokerages, there's regulation around gambling. There's no regulation around us gamifying trading the market. Straight up, no regulation, right? In terms of us offering challenges. In terms of prop firm, like having a prop firm, yes, there's regulation around that. So in terms of offering challenges, there's no regulation. What does that mean, right? That means that at some point, probably sooner than later, within the next year, 2 years, 3 years, the regulators are going to look into TFT. They're going to look into everybody. They've already looked into the industry to an extent. From what I know, they won't look in again until next September, October timeframe. So that being said, our goal is to operate legally. Our goal is to operate from a regulatory perspective in line with what they're offering. Our goal is to be compliant in terms of our marketing, in terms of our operations, in terms of our risk procedures, in terms of our brokerage settings. If there becomes the risk of, or not the risk, or the opportunity for us to become regulated, whether that's within the US, whether that's in another country, right? Say there's a regulation drafted around it. We will explore it. We will look into it. And at that time, things may change, right? Things can always change, especially in a new industry and with a new opportunity. We just have to embrace the change. That's all that really this comes down to. I would love to sit up here and say I know exactly what's going to happen right now, right? But I don't, right? It's like early stage crypto. You don't know. Someone commented, "Don't worry about what is out of your control." There's things simply out of our control right now, right? Our focus is just to vertically integrate our business, to bring as many things as we can into our ecosystem to control the whole customer experience, and to have more control over our operations. Because at this current moment, our bank could message us, deal, right? At one point, message us and let us go, right? Our other partner, when it comes to paying out, could message us and ask us to go in a certain direction, right? So there's a lot of variables, and it's not just my decision at this point, right? We have to juggle all these relationships with all of the companies that help make TFT run and help make TFT go, and we have to look to bring those as many things as we can internal. And we have to continue to try to be as compliant, as in line with regulations as we can be. So things are going to change, and that it just is what it is. We just have to embrace it. Do I know if another country will be banned, quote unquote, or whatever? No, right? All I can say is that we've collected over 2 years of data from a lot of different countries, right? That we've worked with, 50 plus countries. And a lot of them are extremely in line with the model. A lot of them are extremely in line with the chargeback rates, with the risk checks, the percentage of people that are doing account management, doing grid trading. A lot of them are in a position that we're comfortable with, and that we're not having strain. But the goal is to automate everything for us. So as we continue to automate our risk in the next year, which is something that we've been working on the last year, it will allow us to have more flexibility. It will allow us to dynamically kind of monitor some of these things that are going on, and ultimately can help us to not have to make such drastic decisions as we're making now. It's just a tough decision that had to be made, and it just is what it is right now.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. It's a very detailed explanation there. Second question is,
Your mic dropped off a little bit, but go ahead.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. The payout backlogs that were happening some time back, I see things have been clearing quite a bit.
You cut out again. The last I heard was the payout backlog that was happening.
Yeah. I mean, and I assume that you guys are back on track right now. Everything seems to be smooth.
Yeah, everything's good now. As of like last Monday, we were pretty much back on track. So right now what's happening is on a daily basis, you're requesting a payout. When you request the payout, as of now, your account gets put into read only. And then our team in the morning and in the evening is pulling that list of pending payouts, and they're going ahead and checking those payouts. So they're inputting it through our process of doing the checks, and then they're approving your payout. What that means is once it's approved, then you'll be able to start trading again. Once it gets approved, within 24 hours, we're paying out. So I said this in the chat about, as of last Monday, about 90% of people are getting paid in under 24 hours, getting accounts activated under 24 hours. The rest are getting activated and approved, paid out in under 72 hours. So we're in a good spot when it comes to the payouts and the operations at the moment. We are about to push live a change to the payouts. So when you request the payout, automatically your account will get re-enabled, so the balance will get subtracted, and within minutes you'll be able to start trading again. We have it in our testing environment now. We have to just test it this week, so hopefully we can get that live by the end of this week. That will help improve things too.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Angelo. And that's all from me. Keep up the great work. I'll hop off. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Azuri. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, we've got next person on here. We got a few people. Trade now. You've been trying to go, so why don't you go ahead?
Hello, man.
What's going on?
Hello, Angelo.
How are you?
Hello. Hi, man.
Go ahead.
Am I on?
What's your question?
I want to I want to ask you that what kind of suggestion you give to the people who are dreaming the professional trading career with this all budging going on in the prop industry as banning countries and these regulations coming out. I want to ask you what kind of advice you, being the CEO of top prop firm, you going to give the kids 18 to 20 years who are dreaming the professional trading career.
So I think what you said was, as a CEO, what is with everything going on with regulation coming, what do I think about it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So um listen, being in the position I'm in is not easy. But at the same time, I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely grateful. And I'm ready for the challenges that come our way. Listen, this I would lie if I said that this was something that is comfortable to be in, right? Knowing that the U.S. is cracking down, on the other firm, knowing that, I mean, even Dubai, right? Like we've gotten some attorneys in Dubai, and they've told us some things about opening firms there, and about the banking, and about other things that are not great. So there's a lot of, and we're exploring Dubai, right? We're open to, and we're trying to maybe go there as well. So there's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. My focus right now is, as a young kind of entrepreneur, as a young business leader, right? I'm only 28 years old. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I'm trying to help my team grow as much as I can. I'm trying to obviously benefit and service the community and grow the community as much as I can. And I'm just trying to do the right thing, like all the time. Like that's the goal. So I'm just trying to do the right thing as much as I can. We're gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna make mistakes. It just is what it is. It happens, and we just have to correct them. We have to be transparent. We have to be honest about what's going on. The guy said not that young. This to some people they say that is, but to you young guys, you know that I'm getting older now. But yeah, so I'm doing the best that I can. I think that's what's most important: being honest, being transparent. Listen, if the thing is, I'm a proud American. I'll say that, in this day and age, it's something that I guess is not as normal to say. I'm a proud American. I'm here. I have a lot of opportunities. My grandparents immigrated here. My parents are first generation here. I've been able to make something of my life to this point. And listen, if America disagrees with what we're doing, with TFT, even though we're being honest, even though we're being transparent, even though we're providing opportunities to traders, I'm going to I'm going to fight, and I'm going to do everything I can to continue to build our community and continue to provide this opportunity. So I think the main thing is not being scared, right? Just being focused, and being dedicated to the goal at hand. I think that's what will go a long way, and that's what I think all prop firm owners and CEOs should do at this point. You just keep doubling down on the community and doing the right thing and being honest, and that's all that we can do. I appreciate you hopping on, asking a question. We're gonna go next to Trade Now. Go ahead. Or actually, you just
Hello.
went. You just went,
Hello.
right? GG. Go ahead.
Hello. Hello, Sir Angelo. Good day, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Good game. Let's go.
Okay, got it. I just want to ask regards to the sales of TFT. How much your sales every month? No need to answer exactly. Just give some numbers because I'm a little curious on how you guys sustain the business. Because prop firm is a business, right? Because it's a crazy amount of money every month from you guys paying those traders. So yeah, that's my first question.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as a percentage of revenue, payouts can be anywhere from 30% of challenge revenue to 70% of challenge revenue, right? Payouts can vary month to month. Really depends on the market, right? So depends on the market. But TFT continues to grow. We've to this point grown on average 20% a month for over 30 months. So we're continuing to grow, and that's because we pay out, right? We pay out, we offer challenges that are good opportunities for traders, right? We pay out a lot to traders, and that's why we're growing. It's not just the content, it's not just the giveaways, the social media, being here for 2.5 years. It's because genuinely people are getting paid and people are telling their friends and people are making money and they're sharing that TFT is reliable, and that's why TFT is growing.
Got it. So yeah, so my second question is, I notice it every time because you guys are giving so many prop accounts, like to be specific giveaway. How do you guys still making profit? Because like what I said a while ago, prop firm is a business. So why you guys are still making profit if you're doing, if you are doing the same giveaway? You are giving away a lot of accounts almost every week. And my main question is, how do you guys are earn or still making profit in this business?
Yeah, great question. So listen, in any business, guys, anyone that's starting a business, you need data. I mean, in terms of trading, the challenges and trading in general as well, you need data to make decisions. So if you're making decisions without data, you're ultimately setting yourself up for failure. You're operating on emotion, right? And yeah, it's going to be challenging for you to monetize this idea that you have. So all the decisions we make, they're driven by data. In terms of the amount of accounts we're giving away, that's driven by data. We're never going to give away too many accounts to the point where the business is going to be at risk. We understand fundamentally the amount of costs that are going to be incurred from the accounts that we're giving out. So we're just continuing to give away as much as we can based on what we can afford. And that helps to grow us. It helps you guys. And that's really what the goal is, right?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Appreciate you hopping on, Mr. Lester. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hi, Angelo, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. What's going on?
So, my question is, you are someone who knows a lot about this industry. And after my FF situation, my question is, what changes do you think that will come into this industry next 6 to 1 year, and how TFT is getting prepared for it in terms of payout and onboarding new trading platform and similar things that can come, or changes you see that definitely coming in this industry?
All right, so real quick, we are going to be giving away 250 accounts. So basically everyone on the call is going to be getting an account. So if you want an account, I just posted in the chat, just fill out this form. Make sure you fill it out with all the right information on there. And then we'll go ahead and send you guys an account. So make sure you fill out the form. If you don't fill out the form, you're not going to qualify for the giveaway. So go ahead. To answer your question, Ratik, so great question. Everyone should be curious. Everyone should be critical of all of these companies, including my company, including TFT, including all the companies I'm involved with. As people know, I'm involved with other companies as well in the industry. So for me, how can we mitigate? The ultimate way to mitigate this risk is not for TFT to trade, but for TFT to license the trading data to our proprietary trading firm, a firm that I'm involved in, and to monetize the data. I think that the way to mitigate all risk in the industry is to trade, is to leverage the data to make money. That's really why we're here, right? That's really what we're here to do. So that is the way to mitigate risk. I know that this other firm had been making some progress on that, which is why I was disappointed in what happened with them, because we were, to an extent, looking forward to seeing some results with their trading and with the trading with the data, because it helps push the industry forward. But at this point now, the responsibility comes down to us, being the leaders in the space, having a lot of trading data to monetize. I've always said that all these smaller firms, not even big enough to trade. The data the data set is too small. The validity of the data is weak. There's a lot of bad trading data in that mix in terms of the strategies people are using. So it's just not big enough to actually extract anything of value. TFT is at a size where it can extract a ton of value from its trading data, from a risk perspective, from a trading perspective, from a marketing perspective, from a user perspective. There's a lot of data to utilize. So for us to mitigate all risks, for us to survive, and not only survive, but thrive and really change, I say this lightly, but change the entire world. We need to trade. We need to, not TFT, but the prop firm needs to trade. It needs to monetize the trading data. And we have some exciting things going on in the background. We have some strategies that we've been testing that are now running and moving towards production that we're really excited about. And I say we're excited about, meaning we're going to make a fuck ton of money. So that's really where we're at. That's what we need to do over the next year. That's the priority. Vertically integrate the entire business. And that's what we're here to do. So yeah, that's my answer to your question.
Thank you for your answer. And my another question is like, is there any plan of removing relative drawdown from your night challenge?
So the relative drawdown, it definitely lowers the pass rate, definitely lowers the profitability of traders transparently. Obviously, one phase is nice for everyone, but the trailing drawdown is difficult. There's no plan right now to change the Knights Challenge. There are some things we're adding. I'll go over them again to end the call. But if anything, if we were to have a different drawdown type, we probably would just launch a new one phase, a totally different type. Just because in order to mitigate some of the risks, we would need to change some things. So coming out with something new would probably be the move, but no plans for that as of now.
Thanks, Angelo. That's all. Thank you for your response.
Yeah, no worries. Appreciate you hopping on. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to finish up the call. I do appreciate you guys hopping on. We're going to end it though with some updates. So first off, everyone in the call that wants an account, submit the form. 250 out of 360 people are going to get an account. So just submit the form. We're going to go give that to you guys. So a few updates. First of all, go to the giveaways channel right now. We have over 1,000 accounts being given away at the moment. And listen, we're not doing this for no reason, right? We want to give back as much as we can to you guys. So go in there. There's a few giveaways going on. Go in there, help us out, help yourself out, win an account. I think there's 5,000 people active in the Discord at any given time. We're literally giving away 1,000 accounts. So that's 20% of the people in here are going to get an account. So go ahead, try to submit the giveaway, try to make it happen. Promotions. So we've got a few promotions going on at the moment. The first one, 92.5% lifetime split, 125% refund on all challenges. The code is TFT November 1. Next one is 12% off, 90% lifetime profit split on all challenges, TFT November 2. And then last one is 40% off plus 125% refund, 5K and 10K challenges. So promotions, go to the site, check it out. The old banner is still on the site. We're about to remove that today. Competition. So the reason the website went down last week and we had so many issues is simply because the competition is overwhelming the server. So there's a lot of traders on the competitions right now. We're having some issues with it. But it's about to be back today. We're doing some final testing. So December competition registration is going to go live. We're bringing back the bonus. So everyone over a certain percentage is going to get an account from the competition. Literally going to be thousands of people that get an account from this. So join the competition, post in there later today. Last thing to end it off, the 4 updates I posted yesterday, TFT philanthropy. I'll give you guys a sneak peek of what's going to happen. So we're going to find organizations in Miami, and then we're going to find organizations most likely in Africa, and then Latin America. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create some content around it. We're going to find these organizations. We're going to start to post some videos about some work that I'm going to be doing in the local area, and then obviously generally around the world. And in the bio, in the caption of all of the interviews that are all of the videos that we do, there's going to be affiliate links. So these affiliate links are going to be 5%. So every purchase used with these links, the affiliate will earn 5%. there'll be an affiliate for Miami or the US, the organization in Miami, for Africa, for Latin America. Every single dollar earned by this affiliate code will be given to the organization that we choose. So if that affiliate code earns $1 million, they earn $1 million because that video, you guys are sharing the link and the video went viral. $50,000 a month will start going towards these organizations, right? So this is a important initiative to myself. It's not for me just about making money. Obviously, I'm here to make money, but it's about giving back. I want to feel fulfilled in my work. I want to make an impact in the world. So this is a way for us to do this. This is also a good initiative for you guys to know that a percentage of your money is going to go towards a good cause. Now, my big thing is I don't want to invest in an organization or donate to an organization that we don't know what's actually going to be happening with the money. So we have to find things that we're going to have like tangible impacts on. So if you guys have ideas, feel free to let us know, but that's coming. And then 3 product updates. So the 3-phase challenge coming in December, 5K, 10K, and 400K one step, and the add-on for 4% and 7% daily and max coming probably in December. And then adding DX Trades trading platform, that's also coming before the end of this year. So guys, last chance, fill out the form. Anyone that hasn't filled out the form by 10:15, you are not going to qualify for the giveaway. So appreciate everybody hopping on. Again, really appreciate all your guys' support. We're going to keep making TFT strong, going to keep driving TFT towards becoming number 1. And as I always say, there can only be one. So guys, I hope you have a blessed day, and we'll be back another press conference in 2 weeks. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. So best of luck this month, and I'll talk to you guys later.